All right. Hey, ladies. If you are new to the channel, I am doing a lot of my videos. We're transferring over them from Facebook Lives to YouTube. So this is going to be kind of like a conversational format. It'll be very similar to how I would do a Facebook Live. So today we are talking about luxury and how we can incorporate little luxuries into our everyday lives to help us achieve our goals and increase our confidence. So, I actually just took a class on luxury, and one of the questions or one of the things that the instructor brought up is um, what is luxury to you? And so, one of the things is that there's a myth about luxury, right? So a lot of people, whenever they initially think about luxury, they think about fancy cars, going shopping a lot, wearing big bulky jewelry. That's kind of what first comes to mind whenever people think about the word luxury, but that's actually not accurate. That's a myth. And here's why. Luxury is different for a lot of people. So, what luxury might mean to you might be different from what luxury means to me. So, we're going to do a little bit of a practice, okay? I want you to take a breath and I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think about a time in your life where you felt luxurious or it felt very special and over the top. I want you to think about that place and I want you to think about what was happening. Um, and that's going to give you a really good idea about what luxury means to you because it does mean different things to different people. And a lot of times it doesn't mean designer clothes or big flashy cars or giant rings and jewelry or Manolo Blahnik shoes. A lot of times it might mean really great customer service or something that is really sensory. So, we're going to be talking about how to incorporate some of those things. For one, how to find out what luxury is to you and what you deem as important to feel luxurious, and how to take little things that feel luxurious to you, incorporate them into your everyday life, and help you achieve some goals. Okay. All right. So, here are some different things that are different for different people. So I did a poll in my Facebook group that is VIPs of Dannette Boudoir. And if you're not in it, I will leave a link in the comments. So I did a poll to see what did mean luxury to different people. And so some things may be really great personalized service, right? So what does that mean? Um, that means that you go into your favorite restaurant, right? And they remember your name. They remember what you get all the time. They remember what you order. Um, the server might be like, "Oh, Mrs. Smith, I remember that you really like steak, and I just wanted to tell you about our special tonight. It is steak tartare with blah blah blah." Okay, so that for a lot of people is can be a luxurious experience, right? Very top of the line, personalized service. A second thing can be sensory experiences, okay? So, which is one of the reasons why people who go out to eat love to go to those really fancy restaurants, right? Because it's not completely about the food, but it's about the atmosphere. It's about the sensory experience, right? It's about the lighting, it's about the music that's playing, it's about the way that things smell, it's about what you taste, it's about how things look. That's engaging all of your senses, right? So for some people, sensory experience where all of your senses are being engaged in a positive way can feel really luxurious. For some people, it's all about aesthetic, right? Going to beautiful places, going to beautifully decorated spas and boutiques, going on trips to beautiful countries, you know. It can be very aesthetic for a lot of people. And for some people, having designer clothes, you know, luxurious items for some is luxury, you know. So being able to drive around in, you know, that luxury vehicle, or having that, you know, designer pair of shoes, or being able to flaunt around that designer purse does make people feel luxurious. So these are all sort of like different things that mean luxury to different people. So once you kind of figure out what that thing is, whenever you closed your eyes and you thought about something that made you feel luxurious, right? What was it? Because that can tell you a lot about where you find luxury. Okay, so for example, whenever we did the exercise in the class that I took, I pictured two different places. One place is, there is a spa that I go to here in town, and I don't go that often. I probably go once a quarter, maybe. But one of the reasons why it makes me feel really luxurious is because whenever I arrive, they know that I have an appointment. So I don't walk in and they're like, "Can I help you? Do you have an appointment?" No, they're like, "Oh, Miss Courville, I see that you have an appointment here. We're ready for you." And they bring me back. I have a little locker that's ready. It's got my name on it. Whenever I meet with either, you know, like I mostly get massages there, but sometimes I get facials. When I meet with a massage therapist, you know, she's like, she's got my chart. Like, they're not psychic, but she uses it to their advantage. You know, she looks and she says, "How's your shoulder? Last time you were here, we were working on your shoulder. You get some shoulder pain. How's your shoulder feeling today?" They just bring it up. They remember. It's that personalized attention to detail, right? And that makes me feel special. It makes me feel like they pay attention. And that doesn't necessarily have to cost a lot of money. The other thing that came to mind whenever we had to do this exercise was, I went on a trip for my 40th birthday to Mexico with all of my friends. And they upgraded us to a room that had its own swim up pool. Okay. Now, I feel like that would be luxury for a lot of people. But what really made it feel luxurious was that I had private access to a swimming pool, that once I got into that swimming pool, it was an infinity pool too. So once I got into the swimming pool, it looked out over the ocean. And so it was not only a beautiful aesthetic, but it was exclusive. So it was a private pool that was just mine, that I could go into anytime I wanted. And so it had a level of like exclusivity. And so that told me, I didn't think about designer shoes whenever I thought about a time I felt luxurious. I thought about exclusivity, aesthetics, and personalized service. And whenever we did the poll in the Facebook group, that was the winner, was personalized service. So that tells me that a lot of women in particular value feeling special. That attention to detail, that personalized service, great customer service. People remember details about you. I think that overall it makes you feel like you matter, which can go a long way. And then the second winner was sensory experiences. So, you know, the music, the vibe, all that good stuff. So now that we have a little bit better idea of what luxury can be for people, and maybe you have a little bit better idea of what it is for you, we're going to talk about how to use it to help you achieve your goals and to increase your confidence. Okay, so I hope that you get some really good tidbits of information from this video. I have started doing this and it has kind of made me value myself more. Um, and it has definitely helped me do things that I really wasn't super excited about doing. So, okay, so before we get into talking about how to incorporate those little luxuries into your everyday life, we're going to talk about how to use it to help you achieve your goals. Okay. So, this is a really big hack for women with ADHD, but anybody can use it. And that is using the achievable reward system. Okay. So, we can get into dopamine and how that works and how our minds love rewards in like a whole different episode. But essentially, if there is something that is really difficult for you to do, but you know that you need to do it, put a reward in place. And if you do the thing that you don't want to do, you get the reward after the fact as a reinforcer that over time you do the thing, you know that the reward is coming. And so it's going to be easier for you to do that thing over time. Okay. Let me give you an example. Working out. Okay. Who loves to work out? Who doesn't have a hard time going to the gym? Okay. Like nobody, right? But you can do one of two things. You can have an immediate reward right after you work out, or you can promise yourself, if I go twice this week, if I go 3 times this week, then at the end of the week, after I do the 3 things, I reach my goal, I get XYZ. And that is a perfect way to incorporate a little luxury. Okay. So there was a few weeks ago, I was having a really hard time getting my ass to the gym. Okay. I would go on Monday, I would be all raring to go. I'd be like, yeah. And then the week would get away from me. I would get busy and my goals would shift and my priorities would shift. And of course, going to the gym would just fall at the bottom. And so at the beginning of the week, I said, all right, look, I am going to go 3 times this week. And if I do, I am going to go get a pedicure on Saturday. And when I get a pedicure, I go to a local spa in town. It's not like a nail salon, it's an actual spa. And it's because when I do a pedicure, I'm the only one there in the room where she does the pedis. She remembers that I'm allergic to peppermint. She remembers my name. She's like, oh my God, how was your honeymoon? Like, where did you go? You went somewhere in the Caribbean. She remembers all those details and makes me feel special. And because it's not something that I do on a regular basis, I don't mind spending a little bit more money to get that pedicure because I only do it every now and then. And I really needed a pedicure. And so that was enough incentive for me to go to the gym 3 times that week. And then I went and got my pedicure. Little luxury. I think getting a pedicure at that particular spa is like $40. I felt special. It was a luxury to me. I don't get pedicures that often, but it was still also a reward for me doing the thing that I had a hard time getting done. And so that's a really great cheat. People with ADHD use this all the time. It doesn't have to be anything super advantageous either. It can just be like little things, like maybe you really need to do the laundry. And you do not want to do the laundry because you have a laundry mountain and you just did the laundry like 2 days ago and it never ends. All right, put in a reward for yourself. Okay, if I fold the laundry tonight, I am going to take a nice long hot shower. I'm going to put some spa music on. I'm going to light some candles and I'm going to lock the door. That's it. That's all it has to be. But it puts that reward in there for you that it's like, okay, that sounds really nice actually. So I'm going to go ahead and fold the laundry. So now that you have a better idea of how to put those rewards in place to help you achieve your goals, I'm going to give you some examples of little luxuries. They do not have to cost a lot of money. They do not have to be exorbitant. It doesn't have to be a shopping spree or anything like that. Little rewards, I'm sorry, little luxuries that just kind of add things to your everyday and make you feel like you're worth a little bit more and make you feel just a little bit more special. Okay, so I'm going to use the example of China, not the country, that cupboard of your grandmother's china that you inherited when she passed away or that you got whenever you got married, that whole set of dishes. Okay, my guess is you probably don't use that china very often. You only take it out for special occasions. You only bring it out whenever I was growing up. My mom would only bring the china out for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and that was it. Okay, here's one thing that you need to keep in mind. That china is going to stay good forever, okay? It's meant to last, all right? So it doesn't matter if you use it 5 times or 15,000 times, the quality is still going to be there. You might break 1 or 2, but otherwise, the quality is not going to decrease the more you use it. So why not use it, right? It's one of those little things that just kind of elevates stuff. Now, if you use it every day, it's going to lose its effectiveness. But if you took an afternoon and you made a really wonderful meal and you're really proud of the dish and how it came out, serve it on the china. Celebrate. Bring that into the meal and elevate it. Make it special. I'm going to give you another example. You probably have a perfume that you wear, maybe on date night, or maybe if you're going out somewhere and you're getting all dressed up, you might wear the perfume, which is fantastic. But why not just put a little on if you're just hanging out on a Sunday? Just if you're feeling grumpy, if you're feeling kind of down in the dumps, putting on a little perfume is going to bring back that sensory experience of, it's going to remind you of date night. It's going to make you feel sexy. It's going to remind you of getting dressed up and going out for a special occasion. Sensory experiences can really kind of transport us into different mindsets, and scents are very, very strong at doing that. So it's gonna put you in a better mood. It's gonna make you feel kind of flirty. It's gonna make you feel kind of sexy, and it doesn't cost anything. It's something that you already own. I think that as women, we have a tendency to downplay things in life that we deserve because we feel like we don't deserve it. And so we only allow ourselves to indulge in certain things during certain times because in normal everyday life, we don't deserve it. But here's the truth. You do deserve it. You work hard every single day. You're raising a family. You're working. You're keeping up with a household. Like you are doing more than you realize, and you do deserve it. So that's kind of my talk today about incorporating little luxuries into your everyday life. Booking a boudoir shoot is 100% letting yourself indulge in a luxury, but that's definitely a luxury that's going to stick with you for a very long time. So get out of that mindset of I don't deserve and get into the mindset of I am worth it. I do deserve. And start with little things. Start with things that you already own, that you already have, or that are inexpensive or easy to access. Let me know which one works best for you, what your luxury is in the comments, and we'll see you soon.